For more than 2 decades, flying in the United States has been one of the safest modes of transportation. Since 2001, U.S. commercial aviation has maintained an extraordinary safety record, with fatal airline crashes becoming increasingly rare. Between 2000 and 2021, there were only 21 fatal airline crashes in the U.S., resulting in 233 deaths, an average of just 11 fatalities per year. In multiple years, including 2002, 2007, and 2008, U.S. commercial aviation recorded 0 fatalities. Strict regulations, advancements in technology, and a robust Federal Aviation Administration kept air travel remarkably secure. Then, just weeks after Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20, 2025, the U.S. witnessed an unprecedented cluster of aviation disasters. In the 3 weeks since Trump took office, 84 people have died in U.S. aviation incidents, an anomaly given modern safety norms. On January 29, American Airlines Flight 5342 collided midair with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter over Washington, D.C., killing all 67 people on board both aircraft. 2 days later, on January 31st, a Learjet 55 medical evacuation flight crashed in Philadelphia, killing 7. Then, on February 6th, Bering Air Flight 445 crashed in Alaska, claiming 10 more lives. In just 18 days, the U.S. suffered more aviation fatalities than it typically does in nearly a decade. While this cluster of accidents does not automatically prove that Trump's policies are responsible, the timing is highly unusual. Historically, U.S. aviation fatalities have been isolated incidents spread over years, not concentrated disasters within weeks. The contrast between aviation safety before Trump's inauguration and the cluster of fatal crashes that followed raises serious questions. This pattern becomes even more striking when considering Trump's immediate changes to the FAA. On January 20th, the same day as Trump's inauguration, FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker resigned as part of the transition, leaving the agency without a Senate-confirmed leader. While leadership changes during a presidential transition are not uncommon, this left the FAA in a state of flux during one of the deadliest periods in recent aviation history. Whitaker's departure also followed months of public criticism from Elon Musk, who had been openly attacking the FAA for imposing fines and regulatory restrictions on SpaceX. Musk had previously accused Whitaker and the FAA of harassing SpaceX about nonsense after the agency fined the company $600,000 for unauthorized mission changes. With Musk now holding a formal role in the Trump administration overseeing the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, concerns have emerged that his influence over FAA restructuring could be prioritizing deregulation over safety. Musk's DOGE has already taken steps to dismantle sections of the federal government, streamlining operations under the premise of improving efficiency. His team has been granted broad access to multiple agencies, including the FAA, where it is tasked with evaluating and overhauling bureaucratic processes. Following the January 29th crash, President Trump blamed an obsolete air traffic control system for the disaster and publicly announced his intent to replace it. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy and Musk later confirmed that DOGE would work directly with the FAA to implement rapid safety upgrades, an effort that critics warned could be rushed at the expense of rigorous oversight. Trump appointed Christopher Rocheleau as acting FAA chief on January 30th, making him the 4th acting leader since 2018, highlighting a period of prolonged instability at the agency. Additionally, Trump made sweeping structural changes within aviation regulatory agencies. His administration dismissed the heads of the TSA and the Coast Guard before their terms ended and initiated a broad restructuring of federal oversight bodies, raising concerns about continuity in aviation safety management. However, further investigation is needed to verify claims that specific advisory bodies, such as the Aviation Security Advisory Committee, were eliminated outright. Historically, abrupt changes to FAA leadership have had significant consequences. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan's firing of 11,000 striking air traffic controllers led to years of instability in air traffic control staffing. Similarly, airline deregulation under President Carter in 1978 spurred increased competition, but led to safety concerns as cost-cutting became widespread. Experts now warn that the rapid restructuring of aviation oversight in early 2025 may have unintended consequences. None of this is direct proof that Trump's FAA shakeups caused these disasters. Correlation is not causation. But the statistical odds of such a cluster of major aviation fatalities occurring so soon after leadership and regulatory changes are remarkably low, given how rare fatal crashes have been over the past 20 years. Aviation experts stress that multiple factors can contribute to airline disasters, including weather, mechanical failures, and human error. However, disruptions in regulatory oversight, leadership transitions, or procedural changes can introduce risks, and this is a pattern that demands further scrutiny. Aviation safety is never about one single decision. It's a complex system, said an industry safety analyst. But when you disrupt that system, there can be unintended ripple effects. The question is not whether the U.S. aviation system is at risk. It's whether policymakers will examine this trend before another disaster occurs. The skies were safe before. What changed? Please subscribe to the Intellectualist's new YouTube channel, where we present insightful videos analyzing the current events shaping the world. Turn on notifications to receive the latest updates from the channel.